want to thank you, Mr. Chairman. Um, I share the optimism of the panel, but there are some cautionary items, some cautionary indications that I want to just at least consider for the record. Ms. Gordon, what type of impact will lifting the crude oil ban have on climate change? Are these precautions or conditions that Congress should consider if we were to lift the ban on crude oil altogether?
It's a great question, and the reality is, as my testimony stated, we just don't know enough about these light, tight oils that are coming out of America. What we do know is, like I said, they're lighter oils. Our refineries are set to run much heavier crudes. Those heavier crudes need much more heat. They produce more bottom-of-the-barrel products. So the heavier oils are generally more greenhouse gas intensive. So we're setting ourselves up to be a refiner of higher greenhouse gas oils as we export, possibly, if they're not flared, lower greenhouse gas oils to others, which puts a bigger burden on America to control, in terms of global climate agreements, control what we're doing when we're handing off our oils. So I think that there are real questions from a climate perspective. What are these oils, and what are we giving away?
Is there any other panelists would like to comment on this? Are there any other panelists that would like to comment on this? Well, let me ask you a question. Mr. Evinger, in your written testimony, you stated that lifting the ban on crude oil exports will boost economic growth, wages, employment, trade, and overall the economic welfare of the nation. What, in your opinion, are potential downsides to removing the ban?
I don't, I don't believe, Congressman, that there are sizable downsides to lifting the ban, with the possible exception of what Ms. Gordon said, that we don't know completely the impact on greenhouse gases. In a major study that Brookings recently did in association with the economic consulting firm NERA, we have some very detailed data in there on what we think will happen to employment, overall economic welfare for the nation, and the numbers in various scenarios are almost constantly positive. And our study has been pretty much seconded, or maybe a couple came out before us, but there have been now 5 or 6 major studies done by IFC, done by some by the government, that have all concluded the benefits far outweigh any potential costs. So I guess I'll leave it at that.
I want to ask the other 3 panelists, do you have any comments regarding the economic impacts on lifting the ban?
Yeah, so I think, you know, whenever we go to a free trade alternative, which, you know, I think everybody here has a lot of training in economics, no one's going to be against free trade. We think it's a good thing, and it's going to make the economy more efficient. But there will be dislocations, right? I think some sectors of some segments of the U.S. refining industry, but particularly if we have these high production scenarios, will find themselves in a less, you know, economically advantaged position. However, we have a very complex and advanced refining sector in the United States. The capacity to refine very complex kinds of crudes are there. I think we want to, you know, as we go, if we go to lifting the ban on crude oil, we want to look and make sure, okay, are we burdening the downstream sector with kind of unnecessary regulations? What is RFS doing? What is ozone regulations doing? What is the permit doing? In other words, you know, also as Congressman Barton raised, maybe we need to look at some kinds of adjustments in the Jones Act. It's very tough, I understand, but you know, there will be adjustments, but on balance, the economy will be better off. I think in the short term, the refining industry probably can handle what's going on right now. It's really a more longer term problem, but I also think that probably immediately we should look very closely at the condensate issue, which is starting to cause a lot of problems in Eagle Ford, Texas.
Congressman Rush, let me just add that that the reason that the U.S. is exporting gasoline from the Gulf Coast is that we really have a surplus of gasoline. Domestic demand for gasoline has been been declining and is likely to continue to go down as autos become more efficient. And in a sense, what refiners are doing is exporting the surplus product so that they can more efficiently fill the demand for other products in the U.S. market that are more valuable. So the export of gasoline may actually be helping keep overall product prices for U.S. consumers down.
I want to thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.